McDowell's supplements, an effective way to ensure you and your loved ones are getting the daily recommended intake of essential vitamins, minerals, and other important nutrients necessary for optimal health. Naturally, we carry an array of health and wellness supplements. McDowell's Immune Booster enhances your body's defense to fight colds and flu, boosts your immune system, prevents viruses and other airborne diseases. McDowell's Colon Cleanser prevents constipation, helps in removing toxins from the colon, detoxifies the body, and regulates your bowel movements. McDowell's Prostate Health prevent the enlargement of the prostate, improve urinary flow, and reduce frequent urination, especially at night. Moringa oleifera capsules are rich in minerals like calcium, potassium, zinc, magnesium, iron, and copper, vitamins like beta-carotene, vitamin A, vitamin B such as folic acid, vitamin C, D, and E. McDowell's Potassium Complex, used for treating and preventing low potassium levels, high blood pressure, preventing stroke, and aid in weight loss. McDowell's Triple Magnesium relaxes the muscles, relieves cramps and helps to control high blood pressure, improves sleep, and can calm the nerves. Magnesium is very important for the normal functioning of cells, nerves, muscles, bones, and the heart. McDowell's Ginger Turmeric helps to relieve pain, decrease nausea and enhance the immune function to help protect against illness and infection. Ginger turmeric has powerful anti-inflammatory properties and improves your circulation. Don't hold health back. Let health strike back. McDowell's, the better way to start your health. Visit Health Service Center, John Compton Highway, call 453-6417. Let your wellness be our stress.
It is well known that diseases like diabetes, high blood pressure, and other illnesses may restrict blood flow, which can lead to impotence and erectile dysfunction. This is why Enhance was formulated to meet these challenging health problems, which can reduce your ability to perform. If you're having problems maintaining your manhood, then reclaim your manhood today with Enhance. Enhance increases your energy level, boosts your stamina, and increases your endurance.
You can get your Enhance at Southwell VA4, Restorer Pharmacy Soufre, Knights Med Miku, Lay by Bar The Morn, Dexter's Place Jeremy Street Castries, Citygate Bar The City opposite the market, Plants Place Denry Highway, Arlette Supermarket Soufre, The Release Stress Bar Labrie Highway, Cool Joint Bar Victoria Schwazel, Prios Bus Stop 22, next to the Moshi Bus Stop, opposite the Grosley Bus Stop. Prios Bar and Grill in Corinth, Grosley.
Enhance, the best a man can get.
The man, the voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluffs. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with big issues. 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday on Real FM.
Tuesday afternoon to you, everyone. It is the 9th day of the month of September 2025. This is The Real Issues with me, Shelton Daniel, alongside Terry Fenelon and our technical operator, Alton Jaquan Joseph. I hope you're having a good day so far. It is on the hot side, I must say. Getting out of my vehicle and just a few steps into the station, and wow, it was really cooking. But I suppose that's exactly why people pay big money to come to our country. I guess that's one of the reasons why living in this part of the world, even though the income and the salaries and so on and the per capita income isn't all that great, but it makes it more livable, more affordable, that we don't have to buy different clothes for November, December, January than we would buy for June, July, August, September. It's the same all year round, fairly constant weather. We live in warm climes, and I can tell you the people who don't and have to cope with the bitter and biting cold, they envy us quite a lot. But the sad thing is, especially those of us who are in the small islands, we are basically resource poor, natural resource poor that is. But one of the resources that we have, and it said it's always the most important resource of any country is its people, and we can engage in self-improvement, in self-development, in self-advancement. And I'm happy that we have a government of St. Lucia that is placing no end of emphasis on the development of the people. Just a bit of small talk, before I get into more the meaty matters. Has the name of Laura Jean-Pierre changed? To me, I'm seeing a lot of Laura Davidson. To me, I knew her name was Laura Jean-Pierre, and she's married now. She seems to have become married, and it was Laura Jean-Pierre Noel. That's what I was hearing.
Okay.
I mean, I have served for brief stints with her as a temporary senator when she was also temping in the Senate. And I know it's a while that I'm hearing that it's Laura Jean-Pierre Noel. Yeah. In fact, when she took the oath to be a temporary senator, I do remember her saying, I, Laura Jean-Pierre Noel. So where's the Davidson come from? Is she now married into the Harley Davidson family? Because I saw, some meme of her on a bike, and it looked like a Harley, prestigious stuff. I'm just being kind of facetious about this. But in any case, folks, yesterday I told you about what the former deputy commissioner had to say about Richard Frederick and the Parliament, and including some not very flattering comments about his own brother, that is the Speaker of the House of Assembly, Claudius Francis. Today I actually want you to hear the clips that I was absolutely freaked out by when I heard Herman Gill Francis, a former deputy commissioner of police, a man who has a law degree, a man who once served as a minister in the cabinet of St. Lucia, responsible for portfolios that include law enforcement, national security, and justice. To be making those kinds of utterances, I have to tell you, they had me absolutely alarmed. They had me absolutely... And I'm wondering whether there are other people who feel that way. Maybe if you do listen, I'm sure you will feel some kind of alarm over hearing the person involved. It's not about flambeau or labor, but to be making those kinds of statements. So let's play the first one, please, Jaquan, and then you can just go into the second one immediately. Right. Yes. Make sure the volume's up.
Crime is political. Because as long as you have criminals in politics, it will always be political. We have to get rid of the criminals in politics. And so I'm saying that I want the Speaker to take my advice very, very seriously. Because this guy comes into the chambers, you can see his 45 bulging out of the back of his jacket, and he's big and bold and threatening everybody, pointing fingers at. The day will come when there's something is going to be said about him in Parliament that he does not like or he cannot deal with, and he's going to shoot the leader of the opposition. So to prevent that from happening, to abort that sort of activity happening, please, Mr. Speaker, put things in place that politicians and parliamentarians would deposit their firearms somewhere in the Parliament in a safe place and before they enter the hallowed chambers. So, Tim, that is what I want to say. I know there's enough cross like that. How did they come back from that? And I'm telling you, later on in the elections, you will hear me talking about another piece of exhibit. I will talk about it.
But allow me to ask you one question before you go. Why are you stressing and stipulating that maybe the Speaker should decide that persons with licensed firearms should not be allowed into the chambers of the island's Parliament? Shouldn't they be allowed to carry their firearm with them?
That's why you can carry your firearm into the House of Parliament. But listen to what I'm saying, and be very careful. So before you go up to the steps, you climb the steps to go into the hallowed chambers when the members sit around the table there, and the people and you discuss the bills and statements and so on. That is where I'm talking about, in there. Because that is where you get all the peacock. That is where when you tell the Prime Minister whatever you want to tell him. Okay, that is where you call each other foolish and all sort of things like that without being déclassé. So one of these days, and we have seen the behavior of Richard Frederick in the House. We have seen it, even to his own people. When he told Joachim Gasser, sit down, Gasser, it's my turn to speak. I told you not to get up, and looking at him up, sit down. Yes, and his attitude to his own people. And we have seen what attitude he has to the leader of the opposition. Sometimes, every time I see the leader of the opposition stand up and speak, and I see Richard getting up, I already put my hand on my side, because if I am close there, I'm trying to take action for the leader of the opposition, because that is the guy's attitude. That's it.
Folks, do you all need us to replay this? Or did you hear properly? Herman Francis is predicting, I think he's really projecting himself, really, but he's predicting that one of these days, Richard Frederick, because he always comes to Parliament, which is big bulging 45 or whatever it is, that he is going to draw or fire whatever at Alan Chastney, and so Herman Gill is on standby, his hand by his waist. I suppose to take out Richard before Richard can take out Chastney. Is that a kind of chaotic jungle? Is that a kind of animal kind of way of perceived danger, which I think is all fake and fraud, Ain't no danger about Richard going to shoot Chastney. Chastney ever look like he's tense and pensive and jittery in the house? Chastney takes on Richard about visa, about land at Tapia, about all kinds of things. Herman Gill that is sensing a danger that Chastney has given no indication from his demeanor, from his posture, from his countenance and body language and all that. Can you imagine that? And he's there, he always has his hand by his waist in case he has to take action, for the sake of the leader of the opposition. Or is this man telling us he's looking for a reason, an excuse to shoot Richard Frederick, even if he has to do it in the House of Assembly, where other people can be put in danger, including his own brother, who is the Speaker? I tell you, this is the kind of effect that Alan Chastney seems to have on people. He does not have an elevating or developmental effect on people. What he has is a dumbing down effect on people, a degeneration of people in terms of their personality, in terms of their character. Alan Chastney does not seem to bring out good things in people. In times past, would you ever have expected Herman Gill Francis to be making those kinds of statements? It is since his association with Alan Chastney's UWP that Herman Gill Francis has gone down that kind of road. Now nothing is out of bounds for him, not even his own brother. For the man to be saying this kind of thing. So when you talk about Richard, whether he should be allowed in Parliament if he's gone, nothing Richard has said or done with regard to carrying his firearm or anything in any way comes close to or approximates to what you have said there. You are the one who should not be allowed in the Parliament. Not just with your gun, To say, man, you can't come in with your gun because we heard you say you should not be allowed in the Parliament, period. Because you have indicated an intention, a willingness to get physical, to become involved in a script, to get into some kind of thing in the Parliament so as to go after Richard Frederick. And as a trained police officer, one who went way beyond Richard Frederick's time in the force, his rank, his capabilities, a whole lot of things about him. Richard doesn't come close to you. You are likely to be a greater danger, except for the fact that you're a few years older than him, than Richard has ever indicated or given any kind of demeanor that suggests that he's even contemplating. But you have actually come and said it. It has gone to your head that you have to function as some kind of secret service, a special agent, bodyguard, personal security to a VIP, whatever, in the Parliament, aka Alan Chastney. And what better excuse if you want to fire at Richard than to claim you saw him make a movement and you were jittery, you were fearful that he was... Is that your role? Is that your duty? Since when that's your role in the Parliament? Since when that's your role? That you have assigned and arrogated to yourself the role of being Chastney's, security detail and so on, which is provided for by the state. Since when that's your role? Anyway, I'll leave that. I just wanted people to hear it for themselves. I just wanted them to hear it for themselves. Now, yesterday I told you about Mr. Guy Joseph, who it seems is hinting at suing myself and Terry and, by extension, NBC. But who can't seem to get his story straight about where he was that Thursday. Whether he was at the cricket that day, which, St. Lucia Kings was playing. I think it was against St. Kitts and Nevis Patriots or something like that. Yeah. I was there. I never saw Mr. Joseph, but I saw pictures afterwards of him seemingly having some moment of jest with Kenson Casimir and posing with Alan Chasney. But the gentleman seems, to have some kind of, difficulty in establishing his alibi. But anyway, let's hear this right now.
You are a pedophile, that you get involved with a 12-year-old. I'm asking you the question.
I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah.
I heard they said I was at the cricket ground and somebody confronted. Thursday night, we had a meeting, an executive meeting.
I want to ask you the direct question. I want a definitive answer. What I'm hearing, I'm sure Andrea said it too, is that you're a pedophile, that you get involved with a 12-year-old. I'm asking you the question, is that true? I'm asking you the question, is that true?
Can you get his story straight? I talk enough already. I have Terry with me, who's always a man who's locked and loaded.
Yeah.
Let me allow him to go on with
Question
that.
for you.
Yeah. For me?
Yeah. Wasn't Herman Francis the Minister of National Security?
National Security? Yeah.
That means he was a senator.
That's right.
Where did he keep his firearm?
That what he means to tell us?
Herman Francis, when you went to Senate meeting, when the Senate was convened, you attended, where did you keep your firearm? You're trying to play, you see, that's the thing with this hypocrite, You're trying to play as though you're so righteous and Richard is so sinful. That's a playbook of the United Workers' Party. We are so holy and righteous, Nothing wrong can be happening to us. But I have my firearm. Yes, I used to attend Senate meetings with my firearm. What? You attended. Where did you keep it? In your vehicle?
Yeah.
You must have gone into the Senate meetings with your firearm. Where did you keep it? All of a sudden now Richard cannot go to, The only man to show his firearm, put it on the table in the house, was Josie. Peter Josie. Yeah. When Pilgrim was talking.
We have Honorable Richard Frederick.
All right. Okay. Yes.
And
let's take
Honorable Richard Frederick. He wants to say something.
Yes.
Yes, Mr. Minister, go right ahead, sir.
Yes, Shelton, good afternoon. Brother Felino.
Yes, my brother.
Good afternoon to you. I mean, I was driving and I had to pull up a bit. I had to pull up. Going to Conway where the guys are doing Sunday Shelton, and Austin was doing this very same Austin who said he needed my attention. He got my attention. He needed a job. And so I decided to pull up, even before I met the guys. But, I was told of Herman Gill's contribution. And I must tell you, of the instructions I've received from a man who I know knows politics inside out, is don't waste too much time on those responding to those people, because invariably it eats up into the time that you could take to remind our people of the egregious deeds that the last administration had done, and basically to sideline all what we are doing in terms of taking this country forward. But I happened to listen to your clip, Shelton, and I am amazed. Some time ago I said there is a certain gentleman who spoke about beating women who's well reputed in that regard. I had a firewoman living in a CDC and was beating her so bad she had to leave the fire service and gone overseas because ribs broken, this broken, that broken. And I was saying it was like the devil looking at Jesus, and the devil saying to Jesus, oh God, Monsieur, you look like Satan, you are Satan. That's the devil saying that to God. I listened to Herman Gill talk about Richard Frederick this, Richard Frederick that. I need to ask Herman Gill, who in our manifestations in life have had the most, or have had any violent encounters? And I could start naming from the time Herman Gill was a referee of football matches. Herman Gill would literally fight with the players. I can remember Herman Gill shot. I've never shot anybody in my life. Herman Gill has shot more than 3-4 people. He shot Hamlet Mangal. Herman Gill had beaten one of his wives so badly, Lauren Williams had to rescue her. He broke her jaw. Lauren Williams had to overnight with her at the hospital. Herman Gill beat that other wife from Ancillary so badly, although he was not with her. He met a police officer there and he beat her badly. You know, so Herman Gill is reputed, and that is what I'm saying. Herman Gill has the audacity to talk about lift criminals out of government. Who are the criminals? They are right there in the circle of the United Workers' Party. Who is the candidate for Viewford? Who was a father? Who is the candidate for Central Castries? Who was Tiger's brother in the valley? Where is he? A candidate. And the list goes on and on. Who was arrested and charged for stealing money from the Pito Trail? I mean, the list goes on, and they have the audacity. They have the audacity to pick up this boy, this young man or whatever he is from Central, put him in the ring and still talk about criminality. You know, Herman Gill is one of those who has the most violent streaks in this country. And if you see, I could read from the Ramsahoy report, it is centered around Herman Gill Francis and why he should never be made commissioner of this country. He fought tooth and nail to be commissioner. He fought. He could not be because of his violent streak, and yet the man has beaten all his wives. The man has beaten everybody. He has beaten players, break wife jawbone, shoot Hamlet Mangal, so much so that I remember one time I was in the boulevard and I met Hamlet's mother on her knees praying that Herman Gill will never see the light of day in terms of carrying on a successful life. And so said, so done. Sadly, that's why he has to resort to doing security at the age of over 70 for mere survival. So you see, when those guys speak, they believe people are oblivious as to their past, what they have done in the past, as to their past dealings. But let them know, Richard Frederick has his archives are loaded, and Herman Gill and I, man to man, let us ask who has been involved in more violent encounters. I have beaten no woman in my life. I've shot nobody in my life. Ask Herman Gill to say the same. Gentlemen, is there anything you all want to ask me before I say good afternoon?
No, I think I don't know for Terry for any long.
Where would Herman Gill have been keeping his firearm when he attended Senate meetings?
On him. That man would not work with it. The man pulling his firearm on players on the field. What happened to you? He played football, he was pulling his firearm on players on the field. The only man I know, and look at that. Look at that. I tell you, that Flubbo party, they have no shame, you know. Josie is the only one that has exposed the firearm in Parliament as far as I know. As far as I know. But you know, no, that's okay. Herman Gill got back from that's okay. That other one beat a fireman so bad she had to leave the fire service. That's okay. But me, I am a threat. You know why I'm a threat? I am a threat to the survival and the likelihood of the re-election of the United Workers' Party. That's why I'm a threat. And I'll tell you what, I will follow Philip J. Pierre until he says when, because we are taking this country on the right trajectory and nothing is going to stop us.
Okay, Mr. Frederick, thank you so very much. Appreciate your call.
Thank you.
It wasn't expected, it wasn't planned, but I think it's very useful. Okay, Terry, where are we now? I'm sorry I had to interrupt you.
No. That's not the question I asked. You see, that party is so hypocritical. You all have people there of questionable character. You just put a clip of a man, a simple question. He was squirming in his seat. You know, he cannot sit still. He smiled. He's there. You were not there.
He was not there.
Then you were in the box, and then you were with the owner, and then you were simple, but you were not there. You were on an executive meeting. Man, let's answer the simple question, man. Answer the question. Were you confronted by an angry father about his 12-year-old daughter? That's a simple question. Nobody accusing you of anything. Just answer the question. Were you confronted by an angry father because the father claimed that you were texting sexting, S-E-X-T-I-N-G, his 12-year-old daughter? Simple question, brother man. Answer the question. Now, you threatened to go to court. I'll tell you, the Senate met on your head, and we're going to expose all the messages because you are threatening us, and we don't take threats lightly. So, do your do. We're just waiting for our day because you're... Personally, R. Kelly is in jail, you know. Ask ourselves why R. Kelly is in jail. Epstein, well, unfortunately, what I'm doing. R. Kelly, the great R. Kelly. You are jazz when R. Kelly was there? Man, this man could... I love this man, the repertoire. And R. Kelly never spoke, you know. R. Kelly wanted a towel. May I have a towel? Well, you know, I ain't good. You know what I mean? The man gave you a concert. You understand? And then him and the man have a fetish for underage. Hello? You think I will take a line and go for... Anyway, let me leave that alone. We have nice things to do. Tonight, could you just put up, Jaquan, just put up the town hall meeting folder. And then we'll hear from Estifan. You know, sometimes, you know, I get worked up. You know, the flub was at the field there yesterday, and I said, the 7-point plan, it's looking good.
Yeah, one time it was 5.
Yeah, 5. Yeah, looking good. I said, sorry, they're good. It's looking good on paper.
Now it's what, 7?
7 to die.
7 to what?
Yeah, because you see, they're playing godly, you know. Look, tonight, all roads. Shelton, you ready? All roads into Babylon, you know. Imagine Tuesday, I'll forgo my sauce today, because I don't want to go to the town hall smelling of sauce.
Sauce has a smell, I didn't know that.
You know what I mean? Sometimes, you know, you have to take all the smell, you have to take a whole shower, but I'll shower my way up, but I'll take my sauce next Tuesday, you know? But, all roads, tonight, now today's special, you know, the anniversary of St. Jude, today's the 9th, 16 years ago. And our Prime Minister has promised to deliver. And I could tell you there's great things happening if you thought, you know. Transition in... let me padisa. I heard Tommy crying. Oh, the opening of St. Jude should not give any party any political advantage. In your mouth, Tommy. You know, your reckless leader decided to go and build a racetrack when he should have... His report said, finish St. Jude, you know. It is fit for purpose. But he says, no. Let's build a racetrack. He put horses. He marched up the abattoir. Ezekiel fought so hard to get that abattoir.
Not just the abattoir alone. The very St. Jude Hospital. The fellas go and
match it up. 2 lanes. You know? Reckless. And you come in for a 7-point plan. When you now don't forget they were in Denry. And one of the fellas say, but fellas, we always on a Sunday nonsense garçon. We need to give the fellas something. You understand? So they go to ChatGPT. Remember they came out with a 14-point plan? 14 initiatives. Return agriculture to schools. Maji. Go back to e-books. Maji. Passports. So when you destroy that, they realize, well, boy, let's forget that. So again, big meeting in Biku. They realized they cannot come back the next day and have nothing to show. So they went back and now Tommy. I want to Tommy and Chilot. Boy, Chilot's still in my head. Sorry, you know. Titus, y'all could not. I'm betting. I want to bet y'all did not see that before it was announced on Sunday, because no true economist would have allowed that to pass Shelton. That does not pass the smell test. I said yes, it's looking good on paper, but when you put that through under the microscope, you realize this is going to bankrupt the country. This is going to be another tale of the. You have that clip there before we take a break? Yeah. I sent you a clip there.
No, the time.
Let's take the break.
The time for the break has come. Really,
let's take the break. Let's take the break, and we'll come back to that.
We'll be back shortly and continue playing a couple of clips. I have one about the St. Jude Hospital because I think today is the anniversary date.
Today's the anniversary date.
Yes, so I have a short clip which was supplied by Jade Brown.
That's right.
And then we'll be back with that as well as other stuff.
Right.
The man, the voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluff. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with the issues. Real issues. 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday on Real FM.
McDowell's supplements, an effective way to ensure you and your loved ones are getting the daily recommended intake of essential vitamins, minerals, and other important nutrients necessary for optimal health. Naturally, we carry an array of health and wellness supplements. McDowell's Immune Booster enhances your body's defense to fight colds and flu, boosts your immune system, prevents viruses and other airborne diseases. McDowell's Colon Cleanser prevents constipation, helps in removing toxins from the colon, detoxifies the body, and regulates your bowel movements. McDowell's Prostate Health prevent the enlargement of the prostate, improve urinary flow, and reduce frequent urination, especially at night. Moringa oleifera capsules are rich in minerals like calcium, potassium, zinc, magnesium, iron, and copper, vitamins like beta-carotene of vitamin A, vitamin B such as folic acid, vitamin C, D, and E. McDowell's Potassium Complex, used for treating and preventing low potassium levels, high blood pressure, preventing stroke, and aid in weight loss. McDowell's Triple Magnesium relaxes the muscles, relieves cramps and helps to control high blood pressure, improves sleep, and can calm the nerves. Magnesium is very important for the normal functioning of cells, nerves, muscles, bones, and the heart. McDowell's Ginger Turmeric helps to relieve pain, decrease nausea and enhance the immune function to help protect against illness and infection. Ginger turmeric has powerful anti-inflammatory properties and improves your circulation. Don't hold health back. Let health strike back. McDowell's, the better way to start your health. Visit Health Service Center, John Compton Highway, call 453-6417. Let your wellness be our stress.
It is well known that diseases like diabetes, high blood pressure, and other illnesses may restrict blood flow, which can lead to impotence and erectile dysfunction. This is why Enhance was formulated to meet these challenging health problems, which can reduce your ability to perform. If you're having problems maintaining your manhood, then reclaim your manhood today with Enhance. Enhance increases your energy level, boosts your stamina, and increases your endurance.
You can get your Enhance at Southwell VA4, Restorer Pharmacy Soufre, Knights Med Miku, Lay by Bar The Morn, Dexter's Place Jeremy Street Castries, Citygate Bar The CDC opposite the market, Plants Place Denry Highway, Arlette Supermarket Soufre, The Release Stress Bar Labrie Highway, Cool Joint Bar Victoria Schwazel, Prios Bus Stop 22, next to the Moshi Bus Stop opposite the Grosile Bus Stop. Prios Bar and Grill in Corinth, Grosile.
Enhance, the best a man can get.
Another hurricane season is upon us. Make this year different. Equip yourself with a backup power generator from JH Launchers Electric. We can source and supply any size, anytime to your specifications. But the best part is we stock generators. No more long waiting and delays for your home unit. We proudly stock from 2,000 watts all the way to 26,000 watts gas and diesel generators. Automatic and manual transfer switches are also in stock. Visit JH Launchers Electrics today.
Oh my goodness!
Feel your heart racing?
He can do nothing wrong tonight.
Feel your toes tapping?
That sounded very good.
Feel the energy building?
Writing more chapters in a legendary book.
That's the feeling of the Republic Bank Caribbean Premier League, blasting back to town. And this year, the party is even bigger and even louder.
That's gone for 6, my goodness.
Global superstars, monster sixes, edge of your seat drama, live music at halftime, light shows, and a whole lot more. CPL 2025, the biggest party in sport, just got even bigger.
What a time to be alive!
Get your tickets now at cplt20.com.
The man, the voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluff. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with the issues. Real issues. 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday on Real FM.
Thank you so much, everyone, for staying with The Real Issues on this Tuesday, the 9th of September. Yes, the 9th day of the 9th month, 2025, with me, Shelton Daniel, alongside Terry Fenelon. And it being the 9th of September, let me say happy birthday to someone who Terry would know very well. My son, my second child, Andel DeMott Daniel. Yes, Andel DeMott Daniel. And, you know, by my reckoning, you should be 36. You should be 36 today, my boy, okay? So, Andel, happy birthday to you. And, of course, Terry being your former school principal, I'm sure would remember you very well. And all your friends and members of your family. So, if other members of the family have forgot, I doubt they have. Your mom, your brothers, your sister, and any others would want to wish you happy birthday today. All the best to you. I hope you're having a good one. Don't be surprised if I drop by. And guess where Terry and I are going to be this evening? In Babono, you know? Yeah, that's right. All right. So, you know, we may drop by, you know, unannounced, unexpected, and so on. So you better have, even if it's a badly mixed, badly made piece of cake there, you know? Yeah, okay. So happy birthday, Andel. All right. So now, today is also the anniversary of that dreadful St. Jude Hospital fire. Which spawned a saga that has gone across, 16 years or so. Yeah.
Administrations.
Yeah. 16 years, multiple administrations above the St. Lucia Labour Party. It happened when the UWP was in office. We've had since then 2 stints of the Labour Party. You know, we've had the UWP was in office, they had another stint again. And so this has dragged on and it has seemed to be interminable. Nobody knowing, in fact, one former government minister actually committed himself to say that if they could not get it rebuilt, completed during their term, they did not deserve to be in government. And it became a self-fulfilling prophecy. Because since 1997, the United Workers' Party has never gotten such a bad shellacking from the St. Lucia Labour Party as it did in July 2021, that 15-2 vanquishment. And, you know, when one considers that they had 11 seats, which they won in 2016, to come down to 15-2 means that they lost 9 seats. I don't think they've ever lost so many seats at once, you know, in a general election. And their successor, the next government, the government of the St. Lucia Labour Party, led by Philip Joseph Pierre, has taken a measured, sensible, logical, progressive approach towards completing St. Jude Hospital, and have indicated to us on more than one occasion that they expect it will be completed. The patients will be relocated from the makeshift, what was supposed to be temporary, but has seemed as forever as the Forever Road, and that it is going to happen likely this year, that the hospital will be commissioned, will be reopened, and patients transferred from the National Stadium to there, the original site at St. Jude. And not just that, but the stadium itself, which we have had to say no thanks to many great sports events and opportunities, such as the Commonwealth Youth Games was supposed to be in 2017, but 2 years before, I think Dr. Kenny Anthony administration had to inform the organizers that we can't. The place where we're going to hold it, we still have that hospital being housed there and so on, but that there will be a resumption of repairs and refurbishment and restoration on the National Stadium, consequent on the very same funding that this government managed to negotiate and source from the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. All right? So it's not just going to be about the hospital. It's going to be about the National Stadium as well. But let's hear from what Jade Brown has supplied us. Jade Brown, who hosts the Public Health Insider on Real FM Radio every Wednesday morning.
$70,000. That is the estimated number of people who access care at St. Jude Hospital. For those individuals, an international standard of care is on the horizon. On the night of September 9th, 16 years ago, a fire bullied its way into the surgical wing of the hospital, unrelenting in its spread to the operating theaters, pediatric ward, and other critical areas of the hospital. It was merciless and deadly, swiftly stealing the lives of Mernus Vigé, Claudius Sudin, and Joseph Shabatist. The men were all residents of Vieux North. Now Minister of Health, Wellness and Elderly Affairs, Honorable Moses Shabatist, has shifted his focus from optimism to determination as he proclaims the end of an arduous 16-year journey beckons.
I'm very pleased that the long wait will be over very soon. The people of the South and the people of St. Lucia have waited for the complete rehabilitation of the St. Jude Hospital, and the end is very near. It has been a long road, and I'm very pleased that this road will come to an end very soon, and we will have a new beginning in a brand new facility, a rehabilitated facility, which is practically new. So I am excited, and I look forward to the opening of the St. Jude Hospital at the site here at Oji.
The new St. Jude Hospital will boast 100 beds with state-of-the-art technology and international accreditation. Lydia Atkins is the Chief Executive Officer at St. Jude. Her mandate is clear: usher the staff and patients to a new and improved facility while honoring the history and protecting the integrity of people who have contributed to the hospital.
We give our continued pledge to the people of the South, and most importantly, my pledge to the staff of St. Jude Hospital, that we will never let the lessons learned on that day be in vain, or to let the memories of the individuals that we've lost in this fire to have been for naught. That we will continue to deliver on excellent care. And as we return to our home in Oji, it is the sense and expectation of an expansion of services to the people of the South, because you truly deserve nothing less than world-class care. And so today, as we honor the anniversary of the fire, it is to highlight the most powerful story of resilience and to promise the people of the South that we are continuing our commitment to ensuring that St. Jude Hospital delivers to you on quality.
New and improved services include 100-bed capacity, larger emergency department with more treatment bays, minor injuries area, and improved isolation facilities. The addition of a CT scan, expanded laboratory and molecular testing and blood bank. In surgical services, there will be an increase from 2 to 3 theaters and enhanced minimally invasive surgery. Addition of ear, nose and throat, oncology and cardiology clinics. Expanded maternity unit and enhanced neonatal care with HDU and NICU. More dialysis stations, larger physiotherapy unit with an expanded scope of rehabilitative programs, expanded pharmacy and improved catering, laundry and maintenance.
For me, the story of the stadium is not just a chapter in the history books, but it really is the living DNA of this institution. And so while it is that we've been able to focus on the last 16 years as one of stadium ingenuity, and we've learned at St. Jude Hospital that we are unstoppable. Today, it is with a tremendous sense of pride, a tremendous sense of gratitude, and an overwhelming sense of happiness that I can stand at this new facility and to say that we truly look forward to returning to our original home at Oji.
For the St. Jude Hospital Board of Directors, this has been a long time coming. They have spearheaded each phase of the 16-year journey from tragedy to triumph.
To the people of the south of St. Lucia, those who actually use the services of St. Jude Hospital, we are saying to you, thanks. Thanks for your patience that you showed. We are now on the eve of the 16th anniversary of the destruction of our hospital. But I'm here to tell you that not too long from now, we will be moving from where we are presently at the stadium, to that new locale at Auger. We are promising you world-class medical services with top-notch equipment, and we will get back to that zenith where St. Jude Hospital, one of the premier medical facilities in St. Lucia.
For the staff of the St. Jude Hospital, this anniversary is particularly poignant. One they believe will be the last in the existing location. For them, the move to the new Auger site will signal a shift in staff morale and improve access to care.
I don't feel much encouragement is needed because it's an expectation that all of us have. We want to move, you know. A lot of the issues you probably hear outside of St. Jude's in terms of, you know, buildings and this type of thing. We don't have that here because our intention is we are in a situation that's not conducive, and we want to go into a structure where we could work properly. So there's not much motivation needed. Like I say, we're not in the proper structure and we want to move.
As at September 9, 2025, most civil works are complete. Equipment for the kitchen and laundry are already on island. The project is awaiting the arrival of medical equipment for installation and commissioning. In the coming months, the hospital will transition to a new facility with double the current bed capacity, enabling substantial expansion of clinical, diagnostic and support services. The transition marks a significant advancement in enhancing the national health system's ability to respond to evolving healthcare demands. Jade Brown, St. Jude Hospital.
All right, Terry, you can take it from there. Real Issues powered by Blue Waters is on. I suspect not long from now we'll be opening the lines for your calls.
But Shelton, after this, what do you want to say? You know, you just have to let the people bask in the, in the good work of the government. Our government is working, forget the noise and that's all you're hearing, noise, disorder. There's noise, so they come with a plan and unworkable. That will. Sheldon, I think I wanted. Should I play Jude Hospital before? Because tonight is his night.
Of course.
Yeah, let's just play him and then we'll open the lines. Okay, it's just a 3-minute clip. Brother Jude Hospital, I think is video 1, shock 1. Let's hear from the candidate for Babono, and then we shall open the lines. We'll not say much.
I am John Paul Estifan, and I stand before you today with deep gratitude, a heart full of purpose, as the St. Lucia Labour Party's selected candidate for the constituency of Babono. First, I thank God for this opportunity to serve my country and wish to thank our party leader, Honorable Philip J. Pierre, for his vision, courage, and unwavering belief in the power of community. I also extend my sincere thanks to the selection committee of our party for placing their trust in me. Your confidence in me is not just an honor, it is a responsibility I carry with pride. I want to take a moment to sincerely thank our outgoing representative, Dr. Poyer, for her years of service. Leadership is never easy, and it is important that we honor those who have carried the mantle before us. Dr. Poyer, your contributions have laid foundations upon which we now build, and I extend my gratitude for your dedication to the people of Babono. To the people of Babono, thank you for the warmth, wisdom, and welcome you have already shown as we begin this journey together. Your voices, your presence, and your passion for progress are the heartbeat of this campaign. I am here because I believe in you, in your strength, your stories, and your vision for a brighter future. As we move forward, I invite you to walk beside me, to lend your ideas, your energy, and your support. Together, we can shape a Babono that reflects the dignity, opportunity, and unity we all deserve. I pledge to serve you with honesty, humility, and heart. I pledge to be present, not just in words, but in action, to walk with you, to listen deeply, and to lead with integrity. This campaign is not about me, but about us. It is about building a Babono where everyone is included and everyone is empowered, where no one is left behind, and every person, irrespective of age, ability, or background, feels seen, heard, and valued. Now is the time to invest in our young people, uplift our leaders, support our farmers, and strengthen our women and unite our families. Now is the time to create opportunities that reach every corner of this constituency, not just for some, but for all. Let us move forward together, not divided by politics, but united by purpose. Let us build a Babono that reflects the best of who we are: resilient, compassionate, and strong. This is our time, this is our movement, and together we will rise. Thank you, and may we walk this journey side by side as your representative, with courage, with pride, and with love.
Yeah, there you have it from Mr. John Paul Estifan, alias Skip. Now, I could tell you one thing about him. He's a worker. He's not a talker, you know. Or you know, there are fellas who just talk loud and they say nothing. This is a man who is focused and he gets things done. And tonight, at the town hall, you'll hear a little from him and what his plans are for the Babono community. And of course, our general will be there, our skipper, our captain will be there to continue to tell you the good works that will be happening. Not the magi that these fellas come there to broke the country. Country's broke! I mean, if we allow me to pass with these 7 policies, he's going to remove this. He's going to remove all revenue streams. He's going to remove. But he's going to give farmers. We'll leave that for another time. I've already destroyed that yesterday. We will take them one by one as the time goes on to ensure that that never sees the light of day. Because what he has there is a recipe for disaster. Sheldon, up to you.
Real Issues powered by Blue Waters, the telephone lines on which you can reach us, the mobile number, or you can WhatsApp call us via that 1758, the area code, of course. Listen carefully, 487-9849, that's 487-9849. And you can get us on the landline, which is 4533911. You can also send text messages by going to these 2 websites, one for MBC TV, one for Real FM Radio. The Real FM is realfmofficial.com, all in lowercase, realfmofficial.com, and the one for MBC, mbcslu.com. You will see their WhatsApp messaging links. Just click on it, type your message, hit the send button, and right on air in real time we'll get it, okay? And we can read it. We have 2 callers waiting. Let's take the first one. Hello.
Good afternoon, Mr. Good afternoon, Mr. Sheldon.
Hi, good afternoon to you.
And how are you doing, sir?
Doing great, and you?
I'm doing all right. Sheldon, I want to touch on 2 different stuff. You were one like myself who were born and raised in the Denry village. And we know how Denry used to be with all of this mangrove at the back by Masiabi and Mr. Joy and whatnot and stuff like this. And it took only Remy Lesmore to come and make a transition in the whole of the Denry village to this.
And to provide public toilet and laundry and bath and this sort of thing, yeah?
And all of these things. Yep. And even with all this, it's like the legacy of the Labour Party have always gone where, you know, the Labour Party always look to better people's life. And I remember people like Jai and Bolo and all of these fellas, Remy Lesmore helped these fellas establishing their own business. All right? But I mean, in spite of all of that, we could talk about during the time of the UWP with Mr. Mason.
Clendon Mason.
Right. I mean, I cannot recall or I cannot point out not one single thing I can say that today we can say we are benefiting from the UWP ever give to the village. And it really hit me badly, and I am actually crying out to make a change with the that name that they have with the Denry Junior Tech, calling it Clinton Mission, because these guys have not contributed anything to Denry. You know, and when I see it's like, you know, the fellas like names trying to come up as if like these guys have contributed something to the Denry, the youth or whatever the case is. You know, I am actually advocating that we change that.
Is there anything in Denry that is named after Remy Lesmo? I can't remember.
Nothing.
Right. You know, it was when Remy Lesmo came. You remember the Pack Zodi?
Exactly.
That Pack Zodi, that open disposal site and all of that.
Right there.
Pigs used to be in it. You never know what can injure you in all those things. It is when Remy Lesmo came on that we saw the end of the Pack Zodi behind Mr. Joyce and behind Miss Effie and Mr. Zigwe and area place and so on, going up to the big drain, you know, going across by Majoni and so on.
The whole area there used to flood, Shelton, you know. And it's
flooding, and you have a dumping ground there, you know.
So at the back of the Denry Junior Tech, and look, Estate came there for 15 years. He never completed it. You see what I'm saying? And that whole piece of stuff, there should be an area which is properly developed after 15 years. He did nothing. The only thing he did is some stuff I see people saying good thing. What the slaughterhouse was. And look now, I was told, because I didn't even see it, I was told that Stabat come in and pave that whole piece of thing. And make it and claim it and they name it after Gaspar Drive.
Okay.
So
you saying that's where the abattoir used to be in that area?
There you go.
Okay.
There you go. Right. So I'm saying if you really look at all the different districts around St. Lucia, the development of these districts are all St. Lucia Labour Party.
Yeah.
Straight up.
Showing greater respect and dignity for police and fire people, building not just new fire stations but ones that took account, you know, of treating people who are firefighters and emergency responders with a certain degree of, you know, accommodation and all of that. Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, but look at another thing again. The Denry police station itself, right there on the beach. That thing was in a deplorable state. Prisoners was just getting out of that thing whatever time they want. Today we can be proud of having a proper police station on the Denry Highway.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Even that extension to the Denry girls' school. I remember one time in sports, I passed out on during sports time, and that guy was the one who took me to the hospital when they were building that thing. That is SLT again. You know, that is Mr. Walcott from Rosile. He was building that thing, and they took me to the hospital with his pickup. You know what I'm saying? Look at
the developments. Look at the developments in healthcare, the development to polyclinic and all these sorts of things that have happened. You know, taking better care of the health facilities. You know.
Of course. So I mean, we're looking at this. Another thing that really things me about these GWP people talking. How can you have a woman from Mikud come in making an opening prayer, right? And then Spider come in threatening people to slap them and different. What is fellas they got for?
Yeah.
So, seriously, I must laugh. I mean, the woman come praying that God make a difference in terms of the PRO coming next. You know, it's like the devil and God fighting together on the same stage.
Yeah, I don't know, but
these people need to stop, man. Honestly, they really need to stop. I don't want to take all your time, Sheldon, but you take care of yourself, my brother. You're doing a good job, Mr. Felino.
Yes, sir.
Keep up the good work, man.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you
all
very
right,
much.
Then, you have a good day. Yeah.
Which is why sometimes I wonder the kind of anger that Spider exudes. How does a gentle soul-looking person like Benson Emil, you know, son? I have to say that this guy, as far as I know, is a very gentle soul, you know. I may be wrong. How does Benson Emil find himself, you know, thrown in with the lot that includes angry, enragé people like Spider Montut? You know, there's just such a mismatch right there. Yeah. Anyway, we have another call on the line. Real Issues, you're on the air.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you.
I cannot find one thing that Shasta has done as an independent to support Shasta. I see this ship is sinking. And wise people, there's a song, some guy, I don't know if it's Chuck Dustot, that used to sing a song, Captain, the ship is sinking. So what I'm saying today, Guy Joseph, when he spoke about if the hospital does not finish before the term, we don't believe should not be in government. And that came true, that caught my attention. And they threw them out. So now, you remember then that I guess, Sheldon, you know well enough that before the election, when Shastney, you know, on the eve of election, 2 weeks, I think, he called all his ministers, all his boys at the Prime Minister's residence to take a loan. You remember that?
To take a what?
A loan?
To take a loan, yes.
Oh, I don't recall that.
Yes, I don't forget, to take a loan.
Shastney called all his ministers to take a loan?
Yeah, they would, for his government, to take a loan.
No, who was taking the loan? The individual ministers?
His government, they wanted to take a loan.
A loan from where?
A loan of $200 million.
Oh, okay.
You know, there are people out there who can subscribe to that. Okay. And then those in the party, those guys told him, but no, election is just 2 weeks away, we can't do that.
Oh, okay. Now I'm getting you. So that's in 2021, okay.
Right, you get what I'm saying?
Okay.
So the history is right there. So what I'm saying is, why are people following this clown? What is there to get from him? All I am seeing is just a white massa man, colored man, just a Caucasian. That's all of, you know, it's like everything he touches becomes flat, just like he's standing on his own brain. I just cannot get it. And why the idiots are following him on a bridge to nowhere? Why? Nothing to show forth with. This government, I can see, have substance. Substance that attract me. Substance that can attract many of the young folks. And all we can see and hear is about substance. But this guy who used to give us ching, 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 and now after ching, ching, ching came 5 to stay alive. Thank God I stayed alive. And now 5 to stay alive comes 7. Who give him these slogans? Who is the educated fool that he does sit with, or economists, to come with these cheap slogans that can fool the what you call uneducated, the idiots? Why is that? Where he picks up the slogan? That's the same place he went in the Mikud place, and they opened up saying a lie about the gas bill on his desk. Now he come with seven to talk about 7 points.
I don't know what the 7 is for. You see, but
5, 6, and 7.
Because he only had 2.
So the next time might be a 9 or something like that.
I don't understand what number. And when you see, come on, don't we realize we need substance? If a baby, you give a baby milk and doesn't have substance, the baby die. So we find our people are perishing under this guy who has no respect for Compton. Now you recognize that there was a lady Compton on her family. People that you put in disarray and no respect, hypocrite. You put on a priest gown and you all down there. Today you the same place coming up with the same cheapskate. From 5 to stay alive, now 7 to what? What are you delivering?
Okay, my friend.
Thank you so much.
We overdue for the commercial break. We just held on for you, so we have to go now.
Thank you so much.
All right, thank you very much. Real Issues powered by Blue Waters. We take a break, and then when we come back, we'll take more calls and read some of your messages.
The voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluff. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with the issues. 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday on Real FM.
McDowell's supplements, an effective way to ensure you and your loved ones are getting the daily recommended intake of essential vitamins, minerals, and other important nutrients necessary for optimal health. Naturally, we carry an array of health and wellness supplements. McDowell's Immune Booster enhances your body's defense to fight colds and flu, boosts your immune system, prevents viruses and other airborne diseases. McDowell's Colon Cleanser prevents constipation, helps in removing toxins from the colon, detoxifies the body, and regulates your bowel movements. McDowell's Prostate Health prevent the enlargement of the prostate, improve urinary flow, and reduce frequent urination, especially at night. Moringa oleifera capsules are rich in minerals like calcium, potassium, zinc, magnesium, iron, and copper, vitamins like beta-carotene of vitamin A, vitamin B such as folic acid, vitamin C, D, and E. McDowell's Potassium Complex, used for treating and preventing low potassium levels, high blood pressure, preventing stroke, and aid in weight loss. McDowell's Triple Magnesium relaxes the muscles, relieves cramps and helps to control high blood pressure, improves sleep, and can calm the nerves. Magnesium is very important for the normal functioning of cells, nerves, muscles, bones, and the heart. McDowell's Ginger Turmeric helps to relieve pain, decrease nausea and enhance the immune function to help protect against illness and infection. Ginger turmeric has powerful anti-inflammatory properties and improves your circulation. Don't hold health back. Let health strike back. McDowell's, the better way to start your health. Visit Health Service Center, John Compton Highway, call 453-6417. Let your wellness be our stress.
It is well known that diseases like diabetes, high blood pressure, and other illnesses may restrict blood flow, which can lead to impotence and erectile dysfunction. This is why Enhance was formulated to meet these challenging health problems, which can reduce your ability to perform. If you're having problems maintaining your manhood, then reclaim your manhood today with Enhance. Enhance increases your energy level, boosts your stamina, and increases your endurance.
You can get your Enhance at Southwell VA4, Restorer Pharmacy Soufre, Knights Med Miku, Lay by Bar The Morn, Dexter's Place Jeremy Street Castries, Citygate Bar The CDC opposite the market, Plants Place Denry Highway, Arlette Supermarket Soufre, The Release Stress Bar Labrie Highway, Cool Joint Bar Victoria Schwazel, Prios Bus Stop 22, next to the Moshi Bus Stop opposite the Grosile Bus Stop. Prios Bar and Grill in Corinth, Grosile.
Enhance, the best a man can get.
The voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluff. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with the issues. 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday on Real FM.
Real Issues powered by Blue Waters on this Tuesday, September 9th, and we have two callers waiting. You're on the air. Real Issues, go ahead.
Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Good afternoon.
Hi, good afternoon to you.
Yeah. How y'all doing?
You all right?
Not as good as you.
Oh, yeah. I'm very good in the sunny Republic of Labrie.
All right. What are you, the Vice President, the Secretary of Defense?
I'm the mayor, if you didn't know.
Or the Secretary of War. I hear people say defense is too tame now.
Yes.
They want to rename Department of Defense to Department of War. So if you're the Secretary of War, tell us.
I'm a peacemaker.
Okay, my friend. How are you doing today and what's on your mind?
Yeah. I'm good. Oh, yeah. So I just want to talk a little on that seven. If it's seven blood, how we call it? Yes. So I called Yad when I was telling Yad, breaking the points, and I said I'm in agreement with one of the points he made about people in the South not supposed to pay for the dredging fee at the dam because we don't benefit directly from it. And you would not believe that skin doctors have take that and say, oh, even the laborers agree with the pointers they gave. But I'm saying, but it's the same thing that they just repackage them and rebrand them.
Yeah.
it's the same stale fish, and you just add 2 more on it to fool people. Even a farmer was calling and he's saying, but that's not realistic. How can you do an insurance for the farmers? So that's what people have to ask them. Where are they getting the funds to do all these policies, all these things we want to bring about?
Yeah.
So, like one said, I get it from the CIP, the same CIP they criticizing every day. No, didn't sacrifice, yes. Yes, and you know a lot of people are falling for these things. They're not opening their eyes and see that.
I don't know if a lot of people are falling for it, but a few people make a lot of noise, you know. The media, as I've been saying for many, many years, the mass media, and now we have added to it social media, they have a way of making the voice of 10 sound like the voice of 10,000. And so you may think they're a lot more numerically armed and enforced when they're not. You know, the foolishness of a small 238 square mile island of less than 200,000 people, that somehow you must compartmentalize the public revenue, or you can't even do it. Compartmentalize public revenue so that northern needs and projects and so on must be funded by northern income. I mean, how is that practical in a country where the vast majority of the people, maybe 2/3 of them, live in the crowded and fairly congested northwestern part of St. Lucia? So if we are only to use Castries revenues and the northeast revenues for dealing with things northwest, dealing with things pertaining to the John Compton Dam, and use southern revenues south of Castries for things having to do with Soufriere and before, just imagine how impractical, how impossible, how unbalanced this is going to be. So, you know, when you think you've heard all the nonsense that there is to be heard, in the silly season, you're going to hear even more of it. And you'll wonder how people even have the ability to manufacture magic like that, you know. But go ahead, my friend.
I know. You well said, Shelton. Well said. I need to add no more.
Yeah, okay, my friend.
I'm already wishing Juju and our athletes that will be running in Tokyo. I'm wishing them all the best. And Senusha Kings all the way.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
Thanks much.
Yes.
Real Issues powered by Blue Waters. We continue taking your calls. We have someone else on the line. Hello.
Yeah. Okay. So that is the issue, but we go come back on that again, and then we go deal with it in a really structured form. As far as is he saying, in other words, that he has accepted the policies of the government now to really implement these things if he were to get back in, to implement the issues and the economic implications? This is that he's telling us. So, my brothers, I believe that response was merely a knee-jerk reaction. Just like he had a knee-jerk reaction of the DSH. 3 weeks after coming into power, he just went and signed on without doing the necessary whatever has to be done. I mean, these are the issues, and people going forward have to think about that. I want to really thank you all for this aspect.
All right, thank you. You know, a lot of people don't know this aspect of the DSH. Tioa King tried to sell that to the St. Lucia Labour Party that was in office at the time. A lawyer who's close to the St. Lucia Labour Party, who I think has acted as a legal representative for them, an allied interest, and has also been a negotiator for them. Tioa King set up a meeting with him. I forgot the place in Grosile. And Tioa King tried to sell him that whole DSH idea. And said to him, look, this briefcase has so much money in it. I think the lawyer then mentioned to me $1 million or whatever. In other words, he was armed with bribe money. And if you're not interested, I will go to the UWP with the same proposal and they will accept it. I think at the end of the day, the Labour Party said, look, this thing, the way it's going there and the speed they want to go, this needs more examination. To give away or to lease or whatever 1,000 or 900 acres of prime land in Vieux-Fort, which has been earmarked for so much industrial development and there is so much need for it and so on. And with an election around the corner, we cannot go and grab onto that. No sooner had the UWP won the election and Alan Chasney, the very same thing that the Labour Party said to Tioa King, we need to do a rain check on that. We need to catch our breath. It's not something we can go into. Apparently Tioa King was not just browbeating the lawyer. He was serious. He took whatever he had, the briefcase or whatever, and he went to the UWP with it. And they could not wait to come into power and to just jump on board that thing, which had no good thinking and contemplation. That's a part of it that's not told. You know, we have a call on the line. Real issues. Go ahead.
Hi, gentlemen.
How are you doing, sir?
Not too bad, thanks. Terry Shelton.
Yes.
I listened to that clip that you guys played in terms of Herman Gill Francis's call to Timothy Polion show. And at the point where he made the statement about watching, something to the effect of watching Richard Frederick closely in the House, so that if he felt at any point, in any way, that the leader of the opposition was in danger of being attacked by Richard Frederick in any way, he had his hand close to his waist or, whatever, to neutralize, and I'm paraphrasing here, to neutralize Richard Frederick's threat. Is that what I heard?
Well,
that's what you heard?
If you're in disbelief, you're not the only one. I was in disbelief. And I don't lose my regard for people just because they have diverged on a different political path. I could not believe my ears when I heard that.
Look, gentlemen, you know me. I don't put water in my mouth, and people who have heard me, whether it's the UWP in office, whether it's the Labour Party, whether I have to criticize the SLP, whom I support, whoever, I do it because I figure it's the right thing to do. If I'm not pleased, I'm not satisfied with the policy, I'm not satisfied with something that has been done or said, I do it. I criticize, not just for criticizing's sake, but to put things into some kind of perspective. Gentlemen, listen. Before the gentleman made that statement, before he arrived at that point, I was in agreement with him in terms of petitioning the speaker about whether it be parliamentarians, visitors, people in the gallery, whatever, bringing firearms into the chamber. I was in agreement with him up to that point in terms of bringing firearms into the chamber. But gentlemen, when he made that statement about having his hand close to his waist, just waiting to see whether Richard Frederick would in any way threaten the leader of the opposition. Gentlemen, I was not just stunned, I was alarmed, I was frightened that somebody like Herman Gill Francis would make a statement like that on a public television talk show. But after having thought about it for, a while, part of the shock wore off. Because I remember on another talk show, somebody who, to all intents and purposes, is a supporter of the United Workers' Party, called that talk show to talk about burning down houses, burning down buildings, and so on, because he didn't like what was happening under this present government, the SLP government, and if the United Workers' Party got into office, he would be pardoned. Gentlemen.
Yes, serious.
Gentlemen, listen. This kind of stuff that's happening, with the United Workers' Party and its surrogates is frightening. And those guys need to put a stop to that. I mean, if you can recall, during the last campaign, there was a journalist, I'm not going to mention her name, I'm sure you know who she is, who was threatened with physical violence by UWP surrogates on two occasions. Peter Josie, at a public meeting, spoke about getting young men to train their guns on certain politicians.
Not on certain politicians of the Labour Party to confront them with ammunition and make sure they can never show their face in view for itself.
There you go.
He said that.
There you go. So all of those things come. Now, listen, let me tell you guys, and again, like I've told you guys, I mean, I don't put water in my, because Andrew Anfan is never afraid of saying things that he figures he needs to say. Look, Richard Frederick is not one of my favorite politicians. Richard Frederick, well, for me, in my opinion, sometimes, he's a bit, brash. Sometimes, he says, inappropriate things. But the thing is, and again, that is me, that is my opinion. But the thing is, is there any evidence that Richard Frederick has ever been involved in anything unlawful? Is there any evidence that Richard Frederick
but Richard has said he's never beaten anybody. He has never shot anybody, He said that. And let me just remind you, there's a little history even before that between Richard and Herman Gill. Richard, prior to the 2016 elections, came and said that Herman Gill approached and confronted him in a very violent, is how he described, in a violent manner at Like It Bar in Beston. Herman Gill wanted to beat him up that day over some allegation that Richard, was involved in a plot to have somebody killed or whatever it was. I think you know what it is. I don't need to go. Herman Gill, and more he told Herman Gill, that cannot possibly be true. Herman Gill would not hear. It's like Herman Gill had made up his mind that he was going to beat him up. And it's I don't know if it's people who intervened, whatever it was. But like Herman Gill approached him in an extremely... Richard said that openly, and I have never heard Herman Gill contest that allegation by Richard. He gave the location that it happened at Like It Bar in Bexon.
Look, gentlemen, politics is what it is. But politics shouldn't be brought to this kind of level, this kind of violent level, by people who are so desperate on regaining the reins of power, that they're also fanning the flames of those other things happening outside of the politics. Because that's what's happening. When you engage as politicians or as surrogates of politicians, you engage in that type of violent conduct. What you're doing is actually fanning the flames of other violence that is happening outside of the political sphere. That's what you're doing. Now, look, again, the ironic thing about all of this is when Richard Frederick was in the camp of the United Workers' Party, putting all kinds of heat and fire on the SLP, all they had for him was praise.
Yeah, defending him to the hilt. And Richard used to walk about with his gun the same way, didn't he?
The same way. The very same way. But no sooner did he jump ship, because he figured that he just couldn't deal with the kind of dictatorial authoritarian attributes of the leader. They figured, just like they figured that King is a traitor, that he's a traitor, he's this, he's that. And let me tell you this, gentlemen. On Sunday, I was speaking with one of my nephews, and he was asking me certain questions about certain things he had heard about Richard Frederick. And one of the things he told me that he heard was there was a certain gentleman who had been to prison, and there was a prison break in which he got out. And to all intents and purposes, based on the report that came out, certain people helped him in breaking out of prison, and I don't think he has ever been recaptured. My nephew asked me whether this guy is now in the process, and I don't know from where, is now in the process of seeking an American visa, and whether Richard Frederick is aiding him in that venture by writing up a letter for him to take to the American embassy. So I asked him, but where did you get that sort of stuff? Where did you hear that? I told him, listen, nobody can write any letter for anybody, be it politician, be it auntie, be it nenen, be it God, Father, to take to the American embassy for the American embassy people to hold that in any level of regard. That's not how they operate. Richard Frederick is going to write a letter for a guy like that who was helped to break out of prison so he could get a visa from the American government. I told him, look, the people who are saying, and you see, that is the kind of stuff that they're putting out there about people like Richard, the Prime Minister, and all that kind of stuff, because they figure by doing that, they can get back into office once sufficient people believe them. But let me close by saying, Herman Gill Francis needs to be very careful about this kind of stuff that he's putting out there, because it is extremely dangerous and fanning the flames of violence, not just in terms of the political sphere, but outside of it as well.
Thank you very much. Do we have another call on the line? Let's take the call. I was hoping to call Brother Bernard Haynes in New York, because he said he's been trying to call. But let's take that call. Real Issues, you're on the air. Hello? Hello?
Good afternoon, Shelton. Good afternoon.
Yeah, hi, good afternoon to you.
Yeah, bro. I've been hanging on, and I always say, even if I had to call a program, and there's anybody before me who is somewhat educating me on what is happening, I don't mind not getting the line. But I just I think we have not much time, so I'll ask you your permission to express my condolences to the families of Tony Paul and Report of them. And I tell you, yesterday while you all was talking about Tony, well, you all brought me to tears. And again,
because you and I, we worked together with him at Radio St. Lucia, yeah?
Yeah, and if you know, I saw a picture at the same time. I was watching on my laptop. I saw a picture on Facebook.
Yeah, with him and several other of the workers at the time.
Right.
Keisha St. Helen, Joanne, Alfred, and quite a few of them, yeah? Late Brian McDonald, I think, was in that shot, yeah.
Now the thing about it that strikes me is that you have Tony Paul in one corner, Brian McDonald in the front corner, and at the top you have this gentleman who was working at night. I forgot his name, but he was doing vehicular things at Masha. And yeah, he was working there too. And when I take that picture, that can break me down further, because I'm seeing in that picture in the fourth corner is me standing there. And all the three corners have gone, and I stand in and I say, "Oh boy, what an experience for me."
Mm-hmm.
And you know, Tony and I, the first time I got really close to Tony is during the time when Mafia Boss was the club, the media association club. And we had this win ball competition every weekend. There I really get to know Tony, and we built a relationship there. And even from Radio St. Lucia, from Radio 100, I worked with me at Radio 100 too, and then at Radio St. Lucia. So I could tell you, that's one man in the media that we will miss. And I want to thank you for this opportunity to express my condolences with the families and the media fraternity. Thank you very much, my brother.
Okay, thank you. Thank you also. Well, I think that'll do it for us on today's Real Issues. We really don't have time to take more calls. Thank you very much, Jaquan, for another great job at the controls. Thank you very much, Terry, for being here. Maybe the last thing you can do is remind people of the Town Hall Tuesday that's taking place
tonight in Babonneau at the Multipurpose Center next to the police station from 7 p.m.
Okay.
All right, so see you there. I'm going to be there.
Okay.
Shelton should be there. We'll be there.
Definitely.
It's a short drive, and it's a line. Make it a line. Come on here.
Yes.
The goodies, more goodies, you know.
All right.
Coming down your way.
And so enjoy the rest of your Tuesday safely, everyone. God willing, all things equal. We hope to be here tomorrow, same time from 12:30 to 2 for another run of the Real Issues powered by Blue Waters. Shelton Daniel signing out.
The man, the voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluff. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with the issues. Real issues. 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday on Real FM.
McDowell's supplements, an effective way to ensure you and your loved ones are getting the daily recommended intake of essential vitamins, minerals, and other important nutrients necessary for optimal health. Naturally, we carry an array of health and wellness supplements. McDowell's Immune Booster enhances your body's defense to fight colds and flu, boosts your immune system, prevents viruses and other airborne diseases. McDowell's Colon Cleanser prevents constipation, helps in removing toxins from the colon, detoxifies the body, and regulates your bowel movements. McDowell's Prostate Health prevent the enlargement of the prostate, improve urinary flow, and reduce frequent urination, especially at night. Moringa oleifera capsules are rich in minerals like calcium, potassium, zinc, magnesium, iron, and copper, vitamins like beta-carotene of vitamin A, vitamin B such as folic acid, vitamin C, D, and E. McDowell's Potassium Complex, used for treating and preventing low potassium levels, high blood pressure, preventing stroke, and aid in weight loss. McDowell's Triple Magnesium relaxes the muscles, relieves cramps and helps to control high blood pressure, improves sleep, and can calm the nerves. Magnesium is very important for the normal functioning of cells, nerves, muscles, bones, and the heart. McDowell's Ginger Turmeric helps to relieve pain, decrease nausea and enhance the immune function to help protect against illness and infection. Ginger turmeric has powerful anti-inflammatory properties and improves your circulation. Don't hold health back. Let health strike back. McDowell's, the better way to start your health. Visit Health Service Center, John Compton Highway. Call 453-6417. Let your wellness be our stress.
It is well known that diseases like diabetes, high blood pressure, and other illnesses may restrict blood flow, which can lead to impotence and erectile dysfunction. This is why Enhance was formulated to meet these challenging health problems, which can reduce your ability to perform. If you're having problems maintaining your manhood, then reclaim your manhood today with Enhance. Enhance increases your energy level, boosts your stamina, and increases your endurance.
You can get your Enhance at Southwell VA4, Restorer Pharmacy Soufre, Knights Med Miku, Lay by Bar The Morn, Dexter's Place Jeremy Street Castries, Citygate Bar The City opposite the market, Plants Place Denry Highway, Arlette Supermarket Soufre, The Release Stress Bar Labrie Highway, Cool Joint Bar Victoria Schwazel, Prios Bus Stop 22, next to the Moshi Bus Stop opposite the Grosley Bus Stop, Prios Bar